Maikel, over to yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me in this conference, and it's a great pleasure for me to represent Akobo Minerals to present its ESG activities recently. And I am currently working as ESG manager for the company. And before I go directly into the ESG aspect, I would like to say a few words about the company. It is a Scandinavian-based company that is registered in Euronext, and it has an exploration and mining license in Ethiopia. And recently we have an interesting discovery mine. That's because of that, and we have the mining license. And in addition to the mining license, we still continue some exploration activities to further upgrade our resources in the area. So we have a strong management team, as you can see here, and being a responsible company within the executive management, we have Dr. Catherine McCallum, our head of ESG, who's experienced in social economics internationally, and she also have a PhD in sustainable livelihoods and global learning. Not only at strategic level, but also at operational level, as we have the geologists, the drillers team. We have an ESG team that is actively working in dealing with environment, social, and governance issues. As I've said, we recently discovered a mine in a place called Dima. We call it a Segale mine, and SRK reports recently indicated that we have both indicated and inferred resources. And this is a very great opportunity for us to start a mine and move on forward and do some further exploration in the meantime, and so that ultimately we have we will establish a resource that will be estimated to be 1.5 to 2 million ounces of gold. So just to give you a little bit of background in terms of where we are operating, we are working in Ethiopia, in the southwestern part of the country, and it is at the border with South Sudan. And in the area, we have the Surma pastoralists coming from the south. And there is also a refugee camp in the area that is for South Sudanese newer migrants. And because of the gold potential in the area, we have artisanal miners from all over the country flooding to the area and doing some artisanal mining activities there. Back in the years, there were a history of course, some conflict between Anuak and Nuer. As you have seen it in the previous presentation, we have recognized that there are unregulated small-scale alluvial mining activities in the area. And most interestingly, we have also Anuak diaspora that are interested to advocate environmental and social well-being of their homeland. So, you know, unfortunately, we are going in the area because of some unregulated activities. We are going from, as you can see from on the right side, you see a picture which is covered with green and pristine environment. And because of some mining activities, we are coming to an area which you can see in the right, which is very degraded and really for us, it's really worrisome to see this, and we like to bring this back to the green. And in order to do that, it's not only the effort of one company or the government, it has to be a concerted effort, and everyone has to play its own role. And as a responsible company, first and foremost, we would like to be legally compliant. And towards that goal, We have been supporting the community through community development activities, and in addition to that, we have conducted an environmental and social assessment studies, and we are legally cleared to do our mining and exploration activities in the area. And we have also a strong ESG team ready to deal with any sort of environmental, social, and management issues, all the way from executive management level to the operational level. And most importantly, it's not only complying with legal requirements, but Akobo initiated a program which is known as Sustainable Natural Resource Management Plan. And this is done in collaboration with Sazani Associates and a non-for-profit organization that is working in sustainable livelihoods of rural community. And what Sazani has done in the area is they do some research to develop the Sustainable Natural Resource Management plan, and the researches included preparation of remote sensing, preparation of land use map using remote sensing data, and also desktop study. And in the field, they have done some participatory natural resource mapping, where we have this printed out large map and gather the community to show us what they do have, where they do have it, and also what activities are going on in the area and where it is happening. So in addition to this, we also try to capture the significant changes in the area, what was there like 5 years back, and what do we have there now, and what will happen in the future with all the activities going on in the area. So Sazani's research work and preparation of the Sustainable Natural Resource Management Plan enabled us to identify our output areas where we would like to intervene in terms of ensuring sustainable livelihood for the community where we are operating. And most importantly, the artisanal miners, we believe that artisanal miners has to shift from how they are operating into some other form where we have where we have them using technologies and ensure environmental and social safeguard. And it's also important to work on vulnerable communities like the women in terms of improving their livelihood. And since we have including indigenous agricultural and pastoralist communities in the area, it's also good to work to improve their livelihood. And also without a proper awareness and education, of course, it's practically impossible to realize any of what we intend to do in the SNRMP. And for all of this to happen, there has to be a proper management structure. And with this in place, we believe that we can have a program that can be promoted because that can be eligible for climate finance and acquire any sort of finance available out there. And as a follow-up of the completion of the SNRMP, we have done some multi-stakeholder dialogue with the community back in March 2022, and outputs of this, what we did during this multi-stakeholder dialogue was we gathered the community, various groups of the community, including women, youth, and also participants from the local administratives there in Sagale locality, Chamo locality, or Sagale Chamo Kabale. And they have been presented or reported back the results of the SNRMP, and how to move forward were also discussed. And they were happy to hear about the SNRMP in general, and we heard or collected some relevant information from them in terms of what they would like to have after the implementation of the SNRMP, and the priority areas, and how the management structure would look like. All these were discussed during this multi-stakeholder dialogue. And in addition to this, at the end of the workshop, we have asked the participants if they will be interested to work with us. And the majority of them showed interest. And what we are planning next is to have each one of the people who showed interest to categorize. We already categorized them into interest groups, and we will have a meeting very soon to have nominees from each to establish a committee, liaison committee, that will help us a bridge between ethno mining and or Akobo minerals and the community, and also throughout the implementation of the SNRMP, the committee members will participate in various activities of the SNRMP. And collaborations, we already working on the SNRMP together with Sazani. Sazani is a company that have established the SNRMP plan, and also implementation and follow-up of this program will be done by this company. And also would like to closely work with other like-minded people and companies and organizations. And as you have heard in the previous presentation, you can see that there is a lot of alignment with our project. So we would like to work with projects like SAM, STEM, and others. And so that is pretty much what I have in terms of our ESG activities in Ethiopia. And any questions that you have, you may ask me and we can discuss. And also you can send me any questions that you have through my email here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Maikel. That was absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. I mean, with regards to that, again, massive congratulations with regards to what you are very proactively doing with regards to all of this. I'm just going to stop sharing your slides from this end so we can see you properly. And I think with regards to that, your community liaison committee coming in with the ecosystems rehab, the awareness and the education, and then the training and livelihoods. There's a really lovely resonance with what we heard from the previous speakers, I think there as well, which is fantastic. Do you have any comments actually on what the previous speakers were saying? I mean, especially with regards to perhaps your interaction with the less regulated mining, so the artisanal and small scale mining, and how you're managing that.
Yeah, so yeah. Obviously, as a private company, our business portfolio is called mining, obviously. But being a responsible company, we are showing interest to do some advanced workers in terms of ESG. So our success can be obviously an interesting showcase for other companies to follow. So what should happen is initiatives like SAM and others should, I think, closely work with companies like Akobo, Sazani, and the like, in order to deliver what they have to the ground level, so that instead of their documents and all the interesting results that they have achieved so far would sustainably pass to the next generations. So I think it will be better for some and other projects to engage interested mining companies in advancing sustainable livelihoods to the communities, to various parts of the communities across the country. That is, I think, what I can say
Fantastic. No, thank you very much for that, Maikel. Now, just in the interest of time, I'm going to move on to the next speaker, but please do, if and where you've got questions for Maikel, please do put them into the chat and we'll make sure that he gets them. I just think this is an absolutely fantastic example of where that international mining organization actually is truly engaging with what's happening on the ground. So brilliant. Another round of applause for Maikel